Okay, welcome back to the second set of lectures on business ethics. Today's lecture, the first lecture, is going to be on the nature of ethical judgments. It's what philosophers call meta-ethics, as opposed to descriptive ethics or normative ethics, and it will tell you a little bit about what ethical judgments are and how that will affect our ethical reasoning. First thing is that ethical judgments are not religious, they're not legal, they're not just custom, and they're not just facts or scientific statements. Okay? They do have two particular properties that set them aside from all other types of judgments. First is that ethical judgments are action guiding. They sort of tell us what to do. When you judge that something is the wrong thing to do, then you will be inclined, you'll be motivated not to do it. Similarly, if somebody else tells you that something is the right thing to do, then that will provide you probably with some motivation to do it. The other thing about ethical judgments is that they are agreement seeking. Everybody tries to get on board about what the morally correct thing to do. When we say that something is wrong, we don't just mean it's wrong for me usually. We mean that we want other people to agree with us about why it's wrong. And that means that we can debate what's right and wrong, we can discuss it, we can have disagreements, we can construct arguments, and with a bit of luck, we will come to disagree. It doesn't mean we will always agree, it just means that we will try to agree about ethical judgments. In this way, they're different from factual beliefs. A factual belief like the sun is 93 million miles from the earth, or E equals mc squared, is motivationally inert. It doesn't affect us, our action in any way. I mean, it does seek agreement in the sense that scientists try to agree on what the correct facts of the matter are, but it doesn't move us in any way. It's not motivational in any way. Whereas things like expression of emotions or commands, they are motivating, but they have very little content. If I just yell, "Stop!" well, you know that I want you not to do something, right? But you don't know necessarily what it is or whatever, but you do realize that I am trying to motivate you in some way. Ethical judgments, however, have both. They have the action guiding propensity. They guide how you feel about things and what you will do, and they seek agreement amongst people about what the right thing to do is. Okay, so they, even though they may fail to do so, they at least endeavor to get people to agree on what the right thing to do is. Okay, so pause the video for a moment and think about the following question. Which of the following is the best example of the agreement-seeking property of an ethical judgment? So pause the video, think for a moment, commit yourself, maybe write down on a piece of paper which letter you think corresponds to the best answer, and we'll come back in a second. Okay, welcome back. We're looking for the agreements. Which one of these exhibits an agreement-seeking property of an ethical judgment? So let's look through them here. First one, though it would be dishonest for the manager to do so, a cost-benefit analysis and consideration of human rights led her to decide not to go ahead with the project. The manager is just making a decision on her own. She's worrying about, other people and doing the cost-benefit analysis and worrying about human rights, but she's not looking for agreement in any way. So this is probably not a good answer. Because petty bribery is widespread in the target market, the firm's policy should be to permit small payments that grease the wheels of commerce. Okay, there's two things you should note about that. It is an ethical judgment. It's got the word should in there, telling people what they should do, what's ethically permissible. And it also has the word because, so it is constructing an argument. But it's not it is an argument in a sense, but and it may presuppose the agreement-seeking property of an ethical judgment, perhaps, but it is not itself an example of such a thing. Next one. The angry manager decided that she should fire the employee. Well, here you see the anger, the action guiding aspect of morality. She thinks she should fire the employee because the employee presumably has done something wrong, but the manager is firing the employee out of anger. And this motivates her, but it's not an example of the agreement-seeking property of the ethical judgment. So it's not C. This leaves us D, which probably, well, by elimination should be the right answer, but let's just look through it. After long debate, okay, seeking agreement, the committee determined that the firm should not invest in the profitable but environmentally risky project. It is an ethical judgment. They determined something they should not do, and it is a committee, so there's a bunch of people seeking agreement, and they debated it, so they thought they did seek agreement. So the best answer here to this question would be D. Okay, come back in a minute.